After their courteous greetings joyfully 7 times exchanged, Sordello backward drew exclaiming, "Who are ye?" Before this mount by spirits worthy of ascent to God was sought, my bones had by Octavius' care been buried. I am Virgil, for no sin deprived of heathen, except for lack of faith. So answered him in few my gentle guide. As one, who aught before him suddenly beholding, whence his wonder riseth, cries, "It is yet is not," wavering in belief, such he appeared, then downward bent his eyes, and drawing near with reverential step, caught him, where of mean estate might classed his lord. "Glory of Latium," he exclaimed, "in whom our tongue its utmost power displayed. Boast of my honored birthplace! What desert of mine, what favor rather undeserved, shows thee to me? If I to hear that voice am worthy, say if from below thou comest and from what cloisters pale?" "Through every orb of that sad region," he replied, "thus far am I arrived, by heaven ly influence led and with such aid I come. There is a place there underneath, not made by torments sad, but by dun shades alone, where morning's voice sounds not of anguish sharp, but breathes in sighs. There I with little innocence abide, who by death's fangs were bitten, ere exempt from human taint. There I with those abide, who the 3 holy virtues put not on, but understood the rest, and without blame followed them all. But if thou know'st and canst, direct us, how we soonest may arrive, where purgatory its true beginning takes." He answered thus, "We have no certain place assigned us, upwards I may go or round, far as I can, I join thee for thy guide. But thou beholdest now how day declines, and upwards to proceed by night, our power excels, therefore it may be well to choose a place of pleasant sojourn. To the right some spirits sit apart retirred. If thou consentest, I to these will lead thy steps, and thou wilt know them, not without delight." "How chances this?" was answered, "whoso wished to ascend by night, would he be thence debarred by other, or through his own weakness fail?" The good Sordello then, along the ground trailing his finger, spoke, "Only this line thou shalt not overpass, soon as the sun hath disappeared, not that aught else impedes thy going upwards, save the shades of night. These with the wont of power perplex the will. With them thou haply mightst return beneath, or to and fro around the mountain's side wander, while day is in the horizon shut." My master straight, as wondering at his speech, exclaimed, "Then lead us quickly, where thou sayst, that, while we stay, we may enjoy delight." A little space we were removed from thence, when I perceived the mountain hollowed out. "Even as large valleys hollowed out on earth, that way," the escorting spirit cried, "we go, where in a bosom the high bank recedes, and thou await renewal of the day. Betwixt the steep and plain a crooked path let us traverse into the ridge's side, where more than half the sloping edge expires. Refulgent gold, and silver thrice refined, and scarlet grain and ceruse, Indian wood of lucid dye serene, fresh emeralds but newly broken, by the herbs and flowers plagued in that fair recess, in color all had been surpassed, as great surpasses less. Nor nature only there lavished her hues, but of the sweetness of 1,000 smells a rare and undistinguished fragrance made. Salve Regina, on the grass and flowers here chanting I beheld those spirits sit who not beyond the valley could be seen. Before the westering sun sink to his bed, began the Montuan, who our steps had turned, mid those desires not that I lead ye on. For from this eminence ye shall discern better the acts and visages of all, than in the nether vale among them mixed. He, who sits high above the rest, and seems to have neglected that he should have done, and to the other's song moves not his lip, the Emperor Rodolph call, who might have healed the wounds whereof fair Italy hath died, so that by others she revives but slowly, he, who with kindly visage comforts him, swayed in that country, where the water springs, that Molda's river to the Elbe, and Elbe rolls to the ocean, Ottokar his name, who in his swaddling clothes was of more worth than Wenceslaus his son, a bearded man, pampered with rank luxuriousness and ease. And that one with the nose depressed, who close in counsel seems with him of gentle look, flying expired, with ring the lily's flower. Look there how he doth knock against his breast. The other ye behold, who for his cheek makes of one hand a couch, with frequent sighs. They are the father and the father-in-law of Dahlia's bane, his vicious life they know and foul, thence comes the grief that rends them thus. He, so robust of limb, who measure keeps in song, with him of feature prominent, with every virtue bore his girdle bracked. And if that stripling who behind him sits, king after him had lived, his virtue then from vessel to like vessel had been poured, which may not of the other heirs be said. By James and Frederick his realms are held, neither the better heritage obtains. Rarely into the branches of the tree doth human worth mount up, and so ordains he who bestows it, that as his free gift it may be called. To Charles my words apply no less than to his brother in the song, which Puy and Provence now with grief confess. So much that plant degenerates from its seed, as more than Beatrice and Margaret Costanza still boasts of her valorous spouse. Behold the king of simple life and plain, Harry of England, sitting there alone, he through his branches better issue spreads. That one, who on the ground beneath the rest sits lowest, yet his gaze directs aloft, us William, that brave marquis, for whose cause the deed of Alexandria and his war makes confer rat and Canavese weep.